What's good, Shadow Gang? Welcome back to another video. If y'all new here, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, follow me on my Instagram at Shadow. And yeah, let's get right into this bitch. We're gonna react to top 10 wrestling. The death of Saraya's AEW career. Let's see what they mean, man. Let's see what this feels about. And I'll get my takes on it. Before we start, please hit that subscribe button. Trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, man. And watch my previous videos. And follow me on all my socials. And yeah, let's get right into it.
Saraya has just left AEW following a 2.5-year stint with the company, a stint that, safe to say, wasn't super remarkable and overall quite uneventful and didn't really work out.
Okay, relax, bro, relax. Alright, it was like, I hate when these YouTubers be like, oh, the run wasn't that good, this and that. It's like, yeah, it could have been better, but brother, what y'all making it seem like it had like nothing interesting happened. Like, she won the women's title. She had a huge pop when she did it. Like, relax, bro. Like, don't get me wrong, they could have done more, but chill.
AEW career was up and down, and to figure out why Saraya is leaving AEW and finishing up her contract early, we have to go back to the very start. So like the video as we do that, because before AEW, like, Saraya was
we know the story, but nonetheless, let's react.
Obviously known as Paige in the WWE.
Yes.
And before that, she had been
I said fun fact. I actually met Paige one time. Got an autograph from her. I have the picture of the autograph, but I don't have the autograph no more. Love you, Paige.
Since the age of 13 across the UK and European wrestling scenes. She signed to WWE in 2011 at just 19 years of age and started working for their developmental territory Florida Championship Wrestling, or FCW, under the name of Paige. And when FCW changed to NXT, Paige would be a big part of NXT and one of the top women on the brand, as she was the inaugural NXT Women's Champion, winning the belt in 2013. And Paige really was someone who helps to light that fuse for the women's revolution in WWE. She was called up in 2014 to the main roster of WWE, debuting on the Raw after WrestleMania 30 and instantly winning the Divas title to become one of the youngest champions in WWE history. I think only Nicholas and maybe someone else is above her in that, and she would spend the next couple of years feuding for the Divas title with the likes of AJ Lee and Nikki Bella. And of course there was the Divas Revolution with Team PCB and Team Bad and the Bella Twins and all that. And during her time in WWE, Paige also had to deal with her fair share of injuries, as from mid-2016 to late 2017 she was away from WWE with a serious neck injury. And she of course returned, but only a couple of months later her neck was re-injured again, and this time it was far worse. So much so that WWE couldn't clear her for in-ring competition, and she was forced to retire from in-ring WWE action in 2016. It was a sad situation all round, as she clearly still wanted to wrestle, and Paige would stick around in WWE for a couple of years longer, doing all sorts of roles, like being a manager for the Kabuki Warriors, or the SmackDown GM, or Tough Enough Judge. But once again, it was clear that her heart was still in wrestling and being in the ring, and so she would depart WWE in 2022 following her contract expiring. And we all know what happened next, as shortly after this, the woman formerly known as Paige, now known as Saraya, would make her AEW debut shockingly at Grand Slam in September of 2022, and announced that she would make her return to in-ring action and be a full-time wrestler once again, and she would jump straight into the AEW women's division. And it was a mostly positive reaction to her return, but that sentiment would definitely soon change. Going into 2023, Saraya would turn heel alongside new ally Toni Storm, and at Revolution 2023 she would challenge Jamie Hayter for the women's title in a match also involving Ruby Soho. And after Jamie Hayter got the win in this match and retained her belt, Ruby Soho would also turn heel and joined Saraya and Toni Storm as the Outcasts were officially formed.
Yeah.
And overall, the Outcasts were a stable that didn't really go down well in
Which is
AEW.
crazy because look at the talent in it. So you would think this would work.
They were homegrown talent versus former WWE talent storyline number 734 for AEW, and the Outcast existed during a very tumultuous time for AEW and its booking. And cracks with the Outcast would begin to show during the build-up to All In 2023, where Saraya was scheduled to challenge for the women's belt in a four-way match also with Britt Baker, champion Hikaru Shida, and teammate Toni Storm. And in this match, which if I remember wasn't really a very good one, Saraya would shockingly win the women's title in this match as she got the pinfall victory in a...
They're in the UK, Saraya's a big name, they're in London, they're her hometown, why wouldn't she win? Like, what?
A decision
like,
that
sorry,
everyone was definitely very confused about, but nonetheless,
it made
Saraya
sense.
had her
Hometown, Paige is a big, Saraya is a big name, especially when she was Paige. They're in Wembley, they're in her hometown. Yeah, why not? They're in a big stadium. They want that crowd reaction. So yeah, no, I understood why they gave it to her. I ain't mad at it.
Moment as she won the title in London, so it was pretty cool for that, I guess. But like I said, a very questionable booking decision from AEW, especially because her title reign did absolutely nothing for her, or the belt, or the division, and she lost the belt after only a month and a half, losing it back to Hikaru Shida. And the Outcasts would go on for a little bit longer following this, but by then they had overstayed their welcome by so much. Toni Storm had long left the group as she became Timeless Toni Storm, and obviously had gone on to do far better things doing that, with Harley Cameron coming in to replace her as a new member of the Outcasts, and the Outcasts were largely relegated to Rampage, as the next few months leading up to the Outcasts' full official breakup would just see a romance angle and storyline going on with Ruby Soho and her real life partner Angelo Parker, as the storyline essentially saw Saraya and Harley Cameron cock blocking, which Ruby Soho was obviously not happy about, and she would exit away from the Outcast group and away from AEW TV as well due to pregnancy. Harley Cameron would continue alongside Saraya as they continued as a duo now, and Saraya, the last major thing she did in AEW was feud with Jamie Hayter, upon Jamie Hayter's return to AEW, as Jamie defeated her in a Saraya Rules match at Grand Slam Collision in September 2024. A match that many thought was gonna be Saraya's last match for AEW, as rumors were circulating that Saraya's contract was coming up and there hadn't been a re-signing. But lo and behold, Saraya would indeed receive a contract extension in AEW, another decision that many people thought was quite questionable, as by this point the women's division had definitely surpassed the need for Saraya, and Saraya was not very well liked by the AEW fanbase, mainly due to her relationship at the time with Ronnie Radke.
Yeah, that's
a whole different story though. And yeah, once again, her re-signing with AEW was a very questionable decision from AEW for sure, especially because Saraya only had one match after this and was never seen on AEW since, as she competed in a number one contenders four-way match in October, and after that went on a hiatus away from AEW and hasn't been seen or heard from on AEW TV since. And in just the last day or so on her podcast Rule Breakers with Saraya, Saraya would announce that she was departing and leaving AEW officially, effective immediately. Saraya stated that she just doesn't see where she fits in with AEW anymore, and that the AEW women's division just doesn't need her anymore. And she also expressed interest in returning to the WWE as well recently, also saying that she regrets that comment about saying she finally has a boss that listens to her that she said on her debut, which is quite funny that she's now retracted that.
I mean, but here's the thing, low key, wasn't she talking technically about Vince and not about Triple H? So, comment still stands. Like, hey, she says she regrets it, but She was talking about Vince now, wasn't she?
Tweeted out saying, "It's mutual, but I loved my time at AEW and I had such a blast with the girls there. It'll hold a special place in my heart. Tony was a great. AEW was great. I feel so lucky to be a part of this family for a couple of years. Here's to 2025. What the F am I going to get myself into now?" And yeah, that is it for Saraya in AEW. Just like that, she pretty much signed a contract extension for no damn reason. Why did AEW even do that? It would have made a lot of sense for her to go out at Grand Slam. I mean, she debuted at Grand Slam just 2 years before. It would make sense for her to put over Jamie Hayter on the way out, but whatever. I actually do really admire Saraya for her reasoning for leaving AEW, being able to recognize that there just isn't a place for her in the division anymore, and just mutually parting ways. I think that's very respectable. There's definitely a lot of veterans in the wrestling business that could learn from that.
Yes.
I think Saraya's time in AEW really, though, was as good as it could be. Obviously, Saraya is held back in ring by her previous injuries. She can't work the same as she used to.
Yeah.
And in the last year or so, the AEW women's division has really stepped up, and really it has surpassed the need for Saraya, and she's got absolutely lost in that. She really doesn't have a place in.
She should have gone for the TVS title, or put her in Ring of Honor too. It would help too. But that's just me, man. That's what I thought they should have done.
In the women's division. Her run overall in AEW wasn't great, I don't think, booking-wise with the Outcast and whatnot, but in ring-wise, I think, like I said, it's the best it really could have been. I mean, her winning the women's title was definitely a big surprise, though. I didn't expect that to happen. Yeah, it's felt like a long time coming. Saraya's been off TV for ages. There's been no solid plans for her. Harley Cameron, who was with Saraya, split off from her when Saraya was gone, and has far elevated her career without Saraya. And as well, Saraya's brother, who was also signed to AEW, also got recently released and departed AEW too, so it felt like this was a long time coming. Whether or not she returns to WWE though will remain to be seen. I am very interested to see what Saraya does do from here, because to be honest, I don't know what she would do in WWE. Does the WWE women's division need Saraya? I don't think it does. Like I said, time will tell, but if she doesn't return back to WWE, then what does she do? Does she go back to the UK Indies, start doing like Rev Pro and Progress? Does she go to TNA? What happens with Saraya's wrestling career? Like everything in wrestling, time will tell, and we're just gonna have to wait and see. But yeah, that ends 2.5 years of Saraya in AEW. Like I said, overall, I think the run was kind of what it was. It's nice that it happened, I suppose. It's nice that Saraya got to have her return run, but overall, I don't think it did much for the division and did much for AEW, if I'm being totally brutally honest. But yeah, that's it from me on this video here, talking about the career of Saraya in AEW as it comes to a close after 2.5 years. Like this video if you did enjoy. Comment down below your thoughts on Saraya's AEW.
So, yeah, like I said, I felt like it could have been better. Absolutely, it could have been, but it is what it is. You know, she had a good, decent run. I'm just happy that she won the world title, which I knew that was gonna happen. Like, I know apparently a lot of people didn't think that was ever gonna happen. I knew that was gonna happen. I'm more shocked they didn't give her the TBS title though. I thought they should have done something with that. But with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, turn on notifications. I love this woman. She's one of the first wrestlers I ever met. And yeah, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Again, please follow me and on my socials. And yeah, peace.